When the United States finally broke free from Britain, many people expected a complete reinvention, a new flag, a new identity, maybe even brand new names for the states. After all, nearly half of them carried unmistakably British origins. New York, New Jersey, New Hampshire, Virginia, reminders of monarchs, noble families, and English towns. So why didn't the Revolution wipe these names away? Because despite winning independence, Americans weren't trying to erase everything British. They were trying to prove something different, that the colonies themselves, not the empire, had built these places. To many, the names didn't represent British rule. They represented where Americans came from and what they had struggled to create. There was another problem. Changing state names in the 1780s would have caused political and legal turmoil. Maps, land deeds, charters, treaties, all of them used the colonial names. A simple change would have thrown property disputes into chaos, confused borders, and opened the door to endless arguments between states. And remember, this was a fragile new country. Rewriting the states' identities risked destabilizing a union that was barely holding together. Keeping the names wasn't laziness, it was survival. Over time, many Americans stopped associating these names with Britain at all. New York didn't make people think of the Duke of York anymore. It came to mean immigrants arriving at the harbor, tall ships, trade, and ambition. Virginia stopped being about Queen Elizabeth I and instead became the birthplace of American presidents. By the early 1800s, these names were no longer colonial labels. They had transformed into symbols of American identity. Changing them would have felt less like breaking from the past and more like erasing who they had become. In the end, the states didn't change their names for one simple reason. The Revolution was about independence, not amnesia. Americans wanted to govern themselves, not rewrite every trace of their history. By keeping the names, the new nation made a statement. We are not the empire anymore, but we remember where we came from, and we choose our own meaning. The United States didn't need new names to prove it was free. Living under its own laws was proof enough.